Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I want to share with you my experience with this Miracle Grow liquid feed. It was in a kit, which means it came with two of these little green bottles right here and this nozzle, and all you do is screw this up in there. I'll show you what it looks like. So it comes with two of these bottles here, and this is where the food is, the liquid plant food. It's already pre-mixed. You can only use these bottles once. It's a one-time use bottle, and believe me, I tried. I pulled this cap off and refilled it, but the cap does not fit snugly on there when you try to reuse it. So you see here, that little hole there is where this nozzle, once you screw it on, it has a piece inside there, right there, that fits down in there, and it's supposed to then allow this feeder to feed at a rate that you choose. And as you can see, it has a nice little hose end sprayer on it that you can decide which type of spray, which type of spray that you want to use here. The top has this dial on it, which allows you to turn it off, it allows you to water, and it allows you to feed. So once you put this on the end of your hose, you can use this as a watering nozzle, or you can use it to feed, which is really great, so you don't have to change over. Now I placed this, I fed the yard some time ago, and it wasn't until we really started getting a lot of heat that I realized what had happened. Don't know if you can see it, if it's showing up well or not, because it's bright sun. So I'm going to come in the shade. If you can see it, the yard is sort of speckled. It's streaked. There's light and green all over. So hopefully you can see this a little bit better here. See how light that is there? That patch there is very light. It's streaked here and there all up in the yard. And then you have patches where it's green. So some of the streaks are dark green and some of them are a light green. And that is from uneven feeding. Believe you me, when I put fertilizer on this yard, I really put it in there. And what I normally do is I spray it in one direction. I go a sweeping motion that way, evenly overlapping the ends, and then I come back and spray it in this direction. And that way you get even coverage. I then stand to the side and just spray the entire yard, like giving it a once over. You can see it really bad here. It's really light here. And as you can tell, I have no problem with my yard growing. The yard was cut about 3 days ago. It rained once. And so that access panel is covered almost with grass because it's grown back. But you can see it light in some areas, really light right there, and then dark over there, which is crazy. So the yard was streaked. Hopefully you can see that good right there. You see patches of dark, and it's all turning light in certain areas. That sun's coming over there, blazing over, and it's starting to mush the colors together. Right in there you see that really light patch right in here of light. So the sun is really coming up now, and you won't be able to see it so well, but you can see it when I angle the camera across the yard. You see those dark areas in there, all in there, and then you see the light areas there and streaked within. That is not good. The whole yard is like that in spots, and the hotter it gets, the more visible it is. The grass is not dying. When the grass dies, the blades fold in together, and then they turn a dark color. see how the blades are open? That's a little dark. And this one is light. The blades are fully open, not closed together. The blades are open like that, and when it's dying, it'll close together like this, and then start shriveling, and then it dies. That's not what's happening here. In this light area, these blades of grass are wide open. So it's not dying, but it's discolored. And I realize it's discolored because that container is supposed to feed 400 square feet, and when I use it, it was still half full. When I use it on this yard, it should have emptied, and it didn't empty out. It was not really coming out, so went over the yard again, shaking it, and that's why I have these weird looking patterns all over the yard, because I guess it was spurting out. It didn't just flow out, it spurted out here and there. That's why it looks like it looks. So I just gave it a once over with a different sprayer, and we will see what it looks like. I'm looking now because the sun is starting to go down. It's like blazing. And it allows you to see that big patch there, the patch, and then the streaks here and there all over the yard. You can see them. So that, I'm not too sure if I could recommend using that particular sprayer. See, now you can see it much better since the sun has gone down. These light patches in here, and it's irregular because I had to shake that thing as it was watering. Now the sun's coming back. You can't see anything when the sun's blazing, but you can see it's really bad in areas going up there. So I can't say that I recommend it. There you can see it really good. That sun was way too hot. You can see it really good in certain areas. So we will see what it looks like in about a day or so. Here's an update real quick. You can see the patches are starting to get darker. They're still there, but that was a feeding problem. You can see they're starting to get darker. It shows up pretty good here. There's really light yellow-green areas. They're still there, but they're not as light as they were earlier today. There's a lot of heat here. So I'm going to water the yard now, real quick like. You have to water the yard a lot when you add fertilizer because it causes it to heat up. And it's already hot here, so I'm going to water it. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.